Hi, I'm a tutor from mathsandenglish.net, and we'll be looking at ordering decimals and fractions. Firstly, let's talk about decimals. How would we approach this? Your first step would be to start from the digit on the far left and compare those between the numbers. And then, if at any point they are the same, you move on to the next digit along and compare those between numbers to decide which one is bigger. Let's go through an example. So here we have a set of numbers: 5.81, 3.62, 9.53, 3.65, 5.21, and 1.01. So we want to order them from the largest to the smallest. So first, let's look at the digit that is the furthest to the left to decide which one is the largest. So if we go through them, 5, 3, 9, 3, 5, and 1, we know that 9 must be the biggest, so we put that over here. Next, 5 is the next largest digit. But we have two. We have 5.81 and 5.21. So we go to the next digit along, and we compare 8 and 2. 8 is larger, so this digit is larger than 5.21, and we can put them in that order. Now we have 3.65 and 3.62, which both start with a 3. So we then look at the next digit, and they are the same again. So then we go to the next digit along, and we compare 5 and 2. 5 is larger than 2, so that one comes first. The other one comes second. And then last, we have 1.01, which is the smallest. Now you have a go. Pause the video and try and think of the order for these numbers. Hopefully, this is the answer that you should have gotten. So starting with minus 3.2, going all the way up to 10.21. Next up, we have fractions. So there's a couple of more steps for this one. The first thing that you want to do is convert them all into fractions that have the same denominator. We've done this before for applying operations, so hopefully you should remember how to do this. So all of the numbers turn into a fraction over 20, because 20 is the lowest common denominator between 5, 4, 2, and 20, which were the original denominators of all of our fractions. So 3 over 5 becomes 12 over 20, 3 over 4 becomes 15 over 20, 1 over 2 becomes 10 over 20, and 16 over 20 stays as 16 over 20. So you can hopefully see that 16 over 20 is our largest number, because we're only comparing the top part of the fraction. So we're comparing 16, 10, 15, and 20. So 16 becomes the largest number. 15 over 20 is the next largest, so 3/4 becomes our next largest. Then 3/5, so 12 over 20, is the second smallest, so that goes next in our order. And then 1/2 is the smallest, so it goes last. Now it's your turn. Have a go ordering these, pause the video, and come back for the answer. The answer that you should hopefully have come up with is that 3 over 5 turns into 12 over 20, and 9 over 10 becomes 18 over 20. So 18 over 20, or 9 over 10, becomes our largest number. 3 over 5, or 12 over 20, becomes our second largest. And 11 over 20 becomes our smallest. In our next lesson, we'll be looking at using BIDMAS.